This site in downtown San Jose was once the location of the College of the Sisters of Notre Dame. Established 2 years after the gold rush, it served a privileged few. A century later, 2 great newspapers flourished at the same location to serve the entire community. Our story concerns them. Santa Clara Street became an important thoroughfare in downtown San Jose. In 1861, J.J. Owen founded the Mercury. In 1878, C.S. Shortridge acquired it. By 1900, Everest Ensign Hayes owned the Evening Herald. A year later, he and his brother, J. Orley Hayes, bought the Morning Mercury to establish a newspaper dynasty for the next half-century. San Jose and its newspapers grew and prospered. The Mercury Herald moved to new quarters adjacent to the bank at the southwest corner of First and Santa Clara. The staff increased, and a new generation of the Hayes family went to work on the paper.
I'm Harold C. Hayes. My father was Everest Ensign Hayes. He and my uncle, J.O. Hayes, were publishers of the Mercury at that time. I went in as cashier and national advertising manager until I left in 1922. This was a picture taken of me at that time when I started to work at the Mercury. Later on, in 1932, my cousin Listus L. Hayes and myself were made co-publishers of the Mercury-News.
In 1942, they moved to larger quarters midway between Almaden and Notre Dame. Then they bought the Evening News. They acquired the adjacent buildings, then added new structures to meet production needs. By 1950, they had installed a brand new Goss headliner press. Then, on August 2, 1952, Northwest Publications assumed ownership. Mr. Joseph B. Ritter became publisher of the San Jose Mercury and News. The next 14 years witnessed a phenomenal growth. The Mercury and News had sprawled over the entire square block. Storage was inadequate. Rolls of newsprint frequently shared the space reserved for trucks. After a quarter of a century, they had outgrown these premises. But the alert, progressive management was prepared. They had purchased more than 50 acres of land, strategically located beyond the downtown area. A dream became a reality after 3 years of planning. By September 1965, groundbreaking ceremonies launched a 15-month construction project to create the finest newspaper production plant conceivable. The maiden run of the new press is attended by the publisher and Mercury-News executives. With the new building virtually completed, the task of moving begins. There is much to be packed. Furniture is coded and labeled for the movers. Meanwhile, business as usual. The critical moving date arrives, the weekend wherein the entire operation must be transplanted from the old building. News is compiled for the last time at this location. Copy is set for the Sunday edition. The lone operator makes correction, then shuts down the linotype, never to run again in this building. A typo revises a final page. The Sunday edition has gone to press. And according to page 1, Governor Ronald Reagan has presented publisher Joseph B. Ritter with first awards in 5 categories, selected by the Newspaper Publishers Association. A century of progress draws to a close. The past yields to the future. The Mercury and News emerge into a new era. The dedication ceremonies were attended by an impressive list of guests, prominent citizens and political figures, including then Lieutenant Governor Robert Finch. What makes a newspaper great? Public service. The capacity to inform the public honestly without bias. The capacity to foresee the needs of a thriving community. The Mercury-News has set the pace for the growth of the Santa Clara Valley. Lineage volume has soared to first place in Northern California. The San Jose Mercury-News are ready for the remaining challenge, first place in all of California.